you love movies and movie discussions, you've come to the right place. Who am I, you ask? I am the Wiz! And I'm here to review the 2011 film The Tree of Life, starring Brad Pitt, Jessica Chastain, and Sean Penn, directed by Terrence Malick. I would just want to note that I'm watching the original theatrical version. There is a 3-hour cut on the Criterion Collection disc that I also have, but I thought it would be a better idea if I watched the original cut first. Terrence Malick is a type of director that is a love it or hate him kind of director. I know some people who utterly adore his films, and there are others who are like, he's fine. For an example, the year that The Thin Red Line came out, I think it was one of my favorite films that year. So much so that I thought it should have won the Oscar that year. And this is also the same year that Saving Private Ryan came out. The opinion of that for a lot of people was like, whoa, you think that's better than Saving Private Ryan? And I thought in a certain sense, yeah, it was. But I will also freely admit that Terrence Malick is a director that you either enjoy his work or you are sitting there going, why is he lingering on this shot? Why is he doing this? What is this all about? What the hell? I will freely admit that Terrence Malick is not for everyone, which is also the case for this film, The Tree of Life, because The Tree of Life is another film that is very much love it or hate it. You either sing its praises, or within about 30 minutes, you're like, what the hell is going on? And I will say this right off the bat. Put me into the love it section, because, man, this movie was stunning. This has some of the most stunning visuals I have seen in a movie in a long time. And a lot of it has to do with the cinematography by Emmanuel Lubezki. The way that he shoots the film is utterly enrapturing. It gives the film a very ethereal, very dreamlike feel. I think it actually helps with the entire plot of the film, because the way the film is, it is cut into pieces. There's really not, I would say, a very structured plot line in this movie, except that the cinematography does a great job of giving it this feel of like it being dreams, nightmares, or what I think is memories. Oh God, it is a stunning looking piece of work in this movie. And that ethereal nature gives this a very distinct vibe. You know the saying, every frame a painting? This is a film that embodies that, because every scene in this film feels like it was deliberately shot for a very specific reason. It's something that if you are into film as an art form, you will utterly appreciate in watching this film. And also, the film is intensely moving in a very beautiful way. I've already mentioned this, but the cinematography actually helps create what the story is. And it's basically because the cinematography makes it feel like a fuzzy kind of memory coming from an adult that is reminding themselves of their childhood. And because of that, it makes the disjointed feel of the movie feel very whole, because you're looking at this in the mind of an adult who's trying to piece together everything that went on in his past and trying to heal. And there's some scenes that are so utterly fucking moving and so beautiful to watch. I cried a little bit throughout this entire film, so I was really moved by a lot of what was going on in this movie. I think the film is about memories and sorting out the traumas and the things that bind you from your past. That's where I think the cinematography and the way that the film is directed really shines, because instead of it being very direct, it evokes a feeling of trying to actually find your way to heal and try to find a way to understand why things were the way they were and how to move forward from that. And with that, I also think the film is about forgiveness. Both yourself and the errors that you made and the loved ones who may have done wrong to you. But I will say this, I love this film. I think it's amazing on a number of levels. It might be my favorite film I've watched this year. But it is clear why this film is a love it or hate it for a lot of people. This film is on its own wavelength. It is going for a very specific thing, and if you're not willing to give into it, I don't think you're going to like it very much. In fact, I think you probably will hate it. And that's kind of the feeling that I've seen from people online and people I know have seen it. They either are on the camp where they think it's utterly amazing, or they can't stand the film. I'm on the love it side. I think this was an amazing film, and I was utterly enraptured and fell deeply in love with the film as I was watching it. So, yeah, I utterly adore this film. And here are the footnotes for The Tree of Life, and my only footnote is, if you don't like the film 30 minutes in, turn it off. Honestly, if you're 30 minutes in, and you're watching the long sequence where a lot of stuff happens with the beginning of life, and you're watching this and going, what the hell's going on? Why? Why is this happening? Why is there no dialogue? Where's the plot? Oh my God. Just turn it off, because it's not going to get any better for you. And honestly, even some who are into films like I am will be that way. I will warn you, if within 30 minutes you're watching this movie and it's just not clicking for you, you might as well just turn it off. I don't think it's going to work for you. I'll be honest, I was a little confused 30 minutes in, going, what's going on? But honestly, the vibe and the mood and the feel and the visuals really kept me in. And I'll be honest, too, the film doesn't really have a lot of dialogue. It is honestly a film where the director is the star, but I definitely was roped right in watching this. Overall, if you haven't guessed, I highly recommend The Tree of Life. A stunning, beautiful, heartfelt film that is deep in emotions and has a very distinct feel that I think very few directors will be able to copy. This is very much a Terrence Malick film. This is very much a film where you're watching this to see a director's vision. What a vision it is. It is, again, beautiful. It is moving. It's got some of the best visuals I've ever seen in a film. And I understand the people who love it, but I definitely understand the people who hate it too. If you are somebody who is just curious about artistic film, or you're into that film, you have to see this film. It's kind of like how I felt with Gendarme. I think you should experience it once, just to say you experienced it. Whether you watch it again or not, up to you. But overall, I highly recommend The Tree of Life, an amazing movie. Now, if you want my full review on this movie, you can go to my website at IamTheWiz.com. You'll have my full written review right on the site, along with a link to the video that has this review that you've just listened to. Thank you for listening to this review. If you want to know what we're reviewing in the next couple of days, you can look on the screen right now to see what's coming up next. If you liked what you heard, go ahead and leave a like on this video. If you want to discuss your opinion on the film or the review itself, please leave a comment. And if you want to hear more, subscribe to the channel. Thank you again for listening. I will talk to you next time.